Do you wonder how to increase the value of a client? Well, then I suggest you follow Disney's strategy because they have it dialed in. This is Loren Fogelman with Business Success Solution. And we all know Disney is a household name. And I've been going to Disney World since it first opened in Florida, Orlando, Florida, in 1971, back in the day. And now it's a global brand that everybody knows Disney, no matter where you are in the world. But I will say that from when they first opened in 71, a family typically spent about $300 to be able to visit the Magic Kingdom and whatever else was around. At that point, I think the only property was the Intercontinental Hotel. But they now have an entire pricing department. And that department has figured out how to take that family from spending about $300 to now spending over $8,000 for 1 week at Disney. And the reason I'm talking about it is because this applies to your accounting firm. You could take exactly what they have dialed in strategically to increase the value of a guest, which is what they call their customers, and that crosses over to what you can do for your firm as well. So these are some of the things that they've done that I feel applies to you and your firm as well. The very first thing is, in the beginning, you bought a book of tickets. You had A, B, C, D, E tickets. And I will let you know the A's were like the lowest rides. Nobody wanted to buy. And that you probably had most A tickets in that coupon book, depending on which coupon book you bought. But what they did is they stopped using coupon books and now they have packages. And everything, once you go into the Magic Kingdom, is included as far as all the rides go. There is nothing where you need a book of tickets any longer. In fact, I think I still have an e-ticket left over from back in the day. But anyway, okay, so they went from a la carte over to packages, and now everything is all inclusive as far as the rides go. The other thing that they have done is that they have looked at how to increase the value of a client. And because of that, they also can have different types of packages. They realize that first-time guests want to go ahead and probably have everything on the resort. They want to stay in this resort. They want to eat on the resort. They want to be able to go to maybe all 4 of the parks in Orlando that are on the Disney properties. So they have a variety of packages available, and some appeal to that first-time guest that wants to just take it all in. Maybe they've been saving for it for years and they know they're not going to be going right back. And then they have other packages that appeal to people that have been there more frequently or maybe go several times a year. So that is something to think about, is what are some wraparound services that you need, and do maybe those people that come to you for the first time and just get started need some additional things that others that have been working with you further down the road don't need as much. The next thing to look at as far as increasing the value of a client is add-ons. When they're coming to you for one thing, what else do they possibly need or request that you are interested in offering your firm and through your firm as well? So let's look at year-long bookkeeping services. There is tax services. There could be payroll services. Some clients could need HR services or insurance services as well. So those are some of the things to think about that might go ahead and start to increase the value of a client, is possible add-ons if that appeals to you. And then the other thing that they did to increase the value of a client is they realized, as I mentioned earlier, some people want to come more often than just once a year. Maybe they live locally in Orlando, or they are in the state of Florida, and it's not that big of a deal to go there for a day or maybe a quick weekend and then turn around by the time they are ready to go back to work on Monday. So think about what you could be offering for clients that want to have more frequent contact with you, want to have more access to you, and that might be something to think about when you're building out packages. The other thing that Disney did to increase the value of their guests is that they looked at other ways that they could be leaving money on the table, and they started to plug up those gaps. One thing is what's called upsells. So what else could they be buying or investing in that they're not currently doing? With Disney, it is looking at meal plans. So people that are staying on their property, they might have different ways that they eat and that they could buy different meal plans according to how much they want to be able to access the different types of food options on the properties. So think about your premium clients. What additional things might be considered concierge that those clients might want and consider high value because it's very, very high touch. Another thing would be downsell. So this goes now from your premium clients down to the more fundamental clients or the ones who need the more basic services. They might be a little bit more price sensitive. They might be startups. So what are some of the things that might be the fundamentals that get them going and working with you? But it doesn't include the frills. And then the last part is what's called cross sells. So cross sells are, if they're using this service, are they likely to need this other service also, and that they're complementary? So that's some things to think about where you could be tying up those loose ends where you're currently leaving money on the table, is looking at upsells, downsells, and cross sells in order to increase the value of a client. Okay, I gave you a lot going from a la carte to packages, the different things to consider, also looking at the upsells, downsells, and cross sells. I just want to give you a little bit more to consider. Is, once again, I touch on it a little bit, but think about your new clients. They probably need a little bit more to get up and going and working with you in a way that is more consistent and getting them up to speed. So think about what your new clients might want or need to first get started with you. Another thing to consider, and I love this because it applies so well for having a seasonal business, especially when you're focused around tax season, is surge pricing. Disney does this beautifully. Their ticket prices go up on weekends and holidays as opposed to during the week. And off season, they have lower prices to appeal to state residents as opposed to high season where they're going to get more people traveling because the kids are on vacation. So think about surge pricing and how that could apply to your firm and your rates depending on seasonality and your capacity or demand. The next thing to look at is packages. I love talking with accounting firms about packages and how to shift away from the a la carte services in order to bundle certain services together to increase your profit margin without it having to take more of your time. And then the last thing to think about is overall increase in the value of a client. Where are you leaving money on the table? Where do you currently give some services away for free because you don't know how to charge for them? Where is it that a quick call leads into a pick your brain session and you're giving away some high value free insights because you didn't realize that that quick call where you were just looking to be helpful was going to turn into a long consult. So those are some of the things to think about, is how to be able to once again increase the value of a client, be more profitable, work with those quality clients. And this is what it all boils down to. Disney excels on the client experience. And when you are focused on being a client-centered firm, which I know you are, you deeply care about your clients, then price is not as much of an issue or a factor. Clients that care about the relationship, they know that you're taking care of them, they have peace of mind that their financials are in good hands, are dream clients. They are not price sensitive. They are willing to spend more. And I just want to say, if that appeals to you, how to build your firm with dream clients, how to be able to increase your rates, capture a higher value client that appreciates you and respects you, and you're ready to get this done, then let's go ahead and discuss how this applies to your firm. And you want to go to businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk, and we can get that conversation going about how to increase the quality of your clients and also increase your profit margin without requiring any additional time. Loren Fogelman, showing accounting professionals how to double their income working half the time.